Here it goes. Here we go. Good morning, Epic peeps. How are you today? It is a little bit cloudy out there, but it's always bright and shiny right in here. And I was talking a moment ago with my guest, who you'll meet in a minute, about the lighting that we all kind of have to deal with when we're on Zoom meetings or live videos, right? And what Allison and I decided is that it is not the light around us that matters, but the light within us. So, for anybody who doesn't know who I am, my name is Samantha, and I'm coming to you live on behalf of E.P.I.C. E.P.I.C stands for Empowering People and Inspiring Community. And E.P.I.C Tri-County CT is the multifaceted, beautiful platform created by Lisa and myself to bring positive media, educational information, inspirational events, and content through print publication, through a digital publication, through our social media, networking, and all the other means where we connect with our community. And we want to thank you for being part of our community. I mentioned Lisa. Lisa is the co-creator and co-publisher. Without her, none of this would be possible. So please give her a shout out in the comments, okay? Let her know that you're here with us. Let us know how you're doing today. Something struck me. Let me know, what is your favorite kind of pie? The holidays are coming. I want to see in the comment field. Is it apple? Is it pumpkin? Is it sweet potato? What is it? Mine particularly, I think, is pumpkin right now. We're going to go with that. So I am so grateful to be here. I have a guest with us today, Allison Raymunt. She's returning. I believe it's her second time on E.P.I.C interviews. And it's funny how the universe works. Actually, it's perfect. I was at an event a couple of weeks ago in Litchfield at Litchfield County CBD, and Allison walked up, but of course we're masked, right? You can only see like this. And immediately we struck up a conversation again, reconnected, and really became determined to have her back. She's had a lot of changes in her journey, and she's going to share them with us. For those that don't know, Allison owns Allisons Animal Academy. She is not just a dog walker. Let me put it that way. When I bring her forward and we go into the conversation about, our beautiful canine family and their needs and requirements, Allison is going to share with you something that she's created that will help you and your fur baby. So without any further jibber jabber from me, let me bring Allison forward. Allison from Allisons Animal Academy. And
yeah. Hi.
I see your light.
Thank you. First, it's apple pie. Well, actually, it would be apple crisp. That's my absolute favorite for the fall. But if we're going to choose pies, it's going to be apple pie. So
okay, that's a good one. I like pumpkin. That pumpkin pie with whipped cream.
I wanted to answer that because I'm like, oh, pie. So
right. It's funny that Lisa, my co-publisher, and Lori, another part of a girl in E.P.I.C. I'm going to kind of get Lori a title here. Lisa and Lori and I are doing a nutritional challenge coming up on October 1st. And here I am asking people, what kind of pie do you like, right? I swear, Lisa, I'm committed. I'm committed to the challenge. But I'm going to have pie first. So welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's great to be back.
I know.
It was so funny when I saw you, though, because like you said, it was just kind of like we were meant to see each other because I told you, when I saw you, I was like, I was driving and I was like, I need to reach out to Samantha to schedule, time to have an interview and all of this stuff because it was in my head. And then I saw you and there you go. It's all
randomly, right? There's a crazy lady. She's up on 202 waving at people. I love it. So I know quite a bit about you and your journey and what you offer, but can you tell our community, for those that haven't connected with you, a little bit about who you are and what you do?
sure. So I refer to myself as a pet energy specialist. I provide different services. My services that I provide are dog walking, dog training, and animal Reiki. But my I don't like to say I'm a dog trainer, I'm a dog walker, I'm an animal Reiki practitioner, because it's more than that to me. Um, like anybody who knows is that we're made up of energy, and animals are made up of energy. And so when I work with animals, mostly dogs, is that I'm working with all parts of their energy. I'm working with the puppy energy, I'm working with the anxious energy, I'm working with the stress energy, I'm working with all parts of the energy. So when I am there, I am helping using both my scientific part of the dog training and that I've learned all that background, and I'm using my empathic, my intuitive, my animal Reiki education. I'm integrating all of that together to help all parts of their energy. So it's not just about one part or the other part, it's all of it. It's the heart to heart sharing. It's helping achieve a harmonious relationship. So that's why I have that 3C system: compassionate canine care. It's understanding and going in there and helping from all aspects. I use this, I've learned my dog training background using the Lima. They call it the Lima method, which is least invasive, minimal and aversive. It's positive reinforcement. That's the dog training background that I have. You or anybody who has a dog would be like, I don't know what Lima is, but as somebody who's got the scientific background, that's what I know. And in simple terms, it's positive reinforcement. But at the same time, I take my intuitive, my empathic, my empathetic care, all of my emotional attachment that I have that I use, I take it all and I weave it. It's all weaved together using the energy that I have, connecting with them, helping their pet parent, working together to achieve what they're trying to achieve. Not just saying success. You know, we want everybody to be successful, but we all have different terms of success. Right. So in supporting them to weave it all to achieve whatever they're trying to achieve.
What you just said, going back to you were describing, the puppy energy and the anxious energy and the protective energy. And immediately I realized that our fur babies, our canine, and also the feline, all animals, they have archetypal energies also. That's what you were describing, were the archetypal energies. Yeah. So you're reaching all those different levels with the animals that you work with. That's beautiful. Instead of just, that physical being, Yeah. Now the 3Cs method, I loved it. When I read about that, I was like, oh, that is awesome. So it's compassionate canine care.
Yes.
Okay. And that is the thread that is woven throughout all the different services that you use, whether it be the walking, the training.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then animal Reiki is, is very different than that's a very different thing. But animal Reiki, I work with all different animals. So, but the compassionate canine care, obviously I utilize that in dog walking and dog training. So, my dog walking services, I don't just go in there and walk the dog, like say, okay, I'm here to walk the dog and then I leave. My services I offer, whatever the dog needs, whether they need the walk to get that energy out, energy specialist, or if they need to get some of that energy out and they need to have some Reiki to share some energy. What if they're stressed and they're just like, I need to relax, they haven't gotten that walk, hasn't achieved what they need to achieve. Or maybe they need some obedience to help train them to stimulate some more of that mental energy. Because some pet parents underestimate how much mental stimulation their dog actually needs. They give them the physical stimulation, they
Yeah.
give them the walks, they give them the physical stimulation, but dogs also have need mental stimulation just like kids. And so if they don't get the mental stimulation, that enrichment, as trainers will call it, they get bored. When they get bored, they bark, they dig, they tear into things. So when I go in there, I'm like, okay, well, what are they getting for this? What's their routine? And I ask questions and I take a look. And I ask questions, and taking all of that, looking at what the energy is in the house. What is the routine? How One of the questions when I ask them, I'm like, what kind of support are they getting? How are you nurturing them? Do they have toys to play with? Do they have, little, things to dig into so that they have that, you know, how are they being nurtured? That is enrichment. You know,
Right.
these are all things, and it's also how are they getting their anxiety out? How are they getting their stress out? Um, every time I go to see clients, the dogs are very happy to see me, and the dogs are like, "You're leaving? I want to go with you." You know, you understand me. Like,
Take me, take me.
and trainers in general can speak the language, but I mean, it's very hard for me to think of a time when I haven't had that effect. And trainers are very good at, because we speak their language. But I've had that with cats. I've had it with cats who were just like, you know, you understand me. You
Yeah.
speak my language. You know how I am. So it's having that empathetic, compassionate heart to heart energy, sharing
Right.
that energy. And that's where I weave that into the dog training experience that I have, because I understand what they need, and taking that and weaving it all in and helping achieve that balanced energy. Because one of the things is that if you look at a family, if you look, let's say a family of four, the dog is the nucleus of that family.
Mhm.
All of the people in that family will have a common thing, common bond. They'll have that. I mean, they have other common interests, but the bond that brings all of them together, one of the things is a dog. They all have that. I've done training sessions with a whole family, whether they're young or older. They all have that common thread that brings them all together in that training session. And the dog, one of the things, the dog is the nucleus of that family. And so that's bringing together a harmonious relationship in that household. That is my goal, to increase the bond between human and pet so that they can have a better quality of life for the lifetime of the pet, and all of them together. But you're going to have that animal for 10 years, 15 years. Why not make it the best quality of life that you possibly can?
Right. Right. Yeah. And keep going back to the child analogy, because what I'm seeing when you're talking is really it's a child of the family, a part of the
Mm-hmm.
family. And we send our children to school, right?
Yeah.
Or we educate them and inspire them. And that same thing needs to happen with the dogs. And that's what you provide, is
Yeah.
some guidance to get the family going on that path with their pet, with their beloved pet. I have a question.
Sure.
The old cliche, right? And I have another question too for you but the old cliche, you can't teach old dogs new tricks.
Uh-huh.
You work with puppies, you work with middle-aged dogs and older dogs. How's that all fit in? Yeah.
That's so funny because I was having the same conversation with one of my neighbors yesterday because we were talking about, she's like, I've been reading on these Yorkie message boards, the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, which is totally wrong. And I'm like, yeah, you can't teach an old dog new tricks because it just may take a little bit longer.
Sure.
But of course you can train. I mean, I've got 2 8-year-old dogs. That's not necessarily old. Well, depending on what kind of dog you have, it can be senior. But I'm constantly working on training with them. One of them has got a lot of issues. So, I'm working on that and she's doing so much better, but it's a process because she's older, but she's smart and she's catching on. Of course, there's definitely that wife still is incorrect.
Right. Good. Good. And again, I'm always referring it back to my journey. And I'm thinking, we just asked that question, Samantha, can you teach, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I'm learning something every day. So it kind of answered my own question, So you're based out of Litchfield County right now. Tell us a little bit about how people can reach you if they have any questions or if they want to make an appointment for their dog or animal. How can we get a hold of you?
So the best way to do it, and the simplest way to do it for them would be to go to my website, which is Allisons Animal Academy. They can go on there. I like to do phone calls with people first, to do a 15-minute phone call, free phone call to kind of get more information on what they're looking for, take down what services they're looking for, because all of my services are personalized to their dog, to their family, because just like people, every dog is unique in what they need. You can have the 2 exact same dogs, same exact breeds, but they will have different needs. They will have very different personalities. So what one may need very different training than the other one does. So I like to have a 15-minute conversation, which they can schedule on Calendly on my website. It's very simple, and answer just a couple questions. My calendar is available and what times are available. And then we'll just go over a couple questions and then go from there. That's probably the easiest way to do it. They can always email me or call me, which all of my contact information is on there. But I think that's the best way to do it.
Your website looks great, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, your website looks great. So that's Allisons Animal Academy.
Yep.
And it's also, it's scrolling underneath, and I know Lisa is sharing it in the feed. So if anybody does have any questions about your animal family, whether it be an old dog or a young dog, reach out to Allison. She'll be able to help all of you to harmonize and to move forward in the most relaxed and effective way as a unit. I think that's beautiful.
Yes.
So as we begin, this time goes by so fast, but I wanted to ask you a little bit and mention my grandchildren and their love for dogs and their tendency to dart out from on the side of me straight toward any dog they see, whether it be, chained in a yard or walking with their owner. Can you tell me a little bit how I can help my grandchildren without instilling fear? Because my initial reaction is like, no, don't, Well, what's the easiest way that you can recommend we handle that type of situation? Whether it be a young child or even some adults will just want to put their hand, right out to go in.
The
So
easiest,
enlighten us.
the easiest way and the simplest way is to always ask permission. That's the easiest way and the simplest way. And people with their dogs will probably say, hold on a second, my dog's going through training, because a lot of dogs out there, are going through training, and they'll be like, hold on, we're going through training, let me get my dog adjusted. Or some will be like, no, they're just not, because either they're aggressive or they're scared and they're very timid, and a person going in hot will just make it worse. But the best way is, and it's not a scary thing. It's just to say, when you're approaching dogs, just ask the human permission before you approach. It's a polite thing. It's like when you and I saw each other, you asked me, are you hugging? And that's the same exact thing. It's just like, now we have to ask each other, because some people are not still doing it. We always ask each other now, is it okay to hug? Is it okay, for us to do that? And it's the same exact concept. So it's the simplest thing. I know it's hard, because I love to see puppies all the time, and I'm like, oh my God, when you go into that high pitched thing, when you see a dog, it just gets that dog more excited. It gets that dog more elevated, and we need to keep the dog calm and keep it in a more relaxed state. And that's what the owner is trying to do. So if you think about, if you're seeing a dog who's already excited to see you, and you're just like, oh my gosh, that dog's so cute. But when you elevate your voice, that just brings it to another level. It escalates it more. So, I mean, I would just tell you, if you see a dog, just tell your kids, well, yeah, you may be able to see it, just ask. And that's it. Or tell them, have a conversation, and educate them. It's just about education, just like anything else.
And I think what you just affirmed too, for some dog owners who encounter that situation, is to not feel that they're being rude if they ask the person, give me a moment. Yeah. Or maybe, here, take a treat, give us a moment, and then we'll reapproach each other.
Yeah.
You've really helped me to understand how closely the animal, the canine, is to the energy of a human, of a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hence, we should connect with them at that heart
yeah
level, which you do, with compassion and compassion and caring, and treat them as we would a child. I right now don't have a dog. My favorite dog, my goodness, was Louie was his name, Louie, and he was a golden retriever, and he was the best dog ever. He really, really was, and I just haven't found it proper for me to have one, due to timing and spacious issues and stuff like that. But yeah, you're recalling memories of Louie. And I know that your Mojo and Jackson, they've behaved during this too.
Yeah, Jackson has not made an appearance. I'm surprised, but he's busy chewing on a bone. So
I love it.
Usually he makes an appearance.
I love it. During the holidays, does Mojo and does Jackson, do they get special treats? Do they ever get any apple pie or anything like that?
They get special toys and for Halloween. They're both going to be dressed up, so they'll be dressed up. I don't know. They may get one special toy. I mean, if I got them all sorts of toys, I'll go broke. But they may get one special toy and one special like bone or something like that. And I do the same thing for Christmas. I don't necessarily do something for Thanksgiving. They do have special Christmas sweaters and the Christmas outfits. So they do.
Jackson, you need to share that.
Jackson, Yeah,
Please.
Jackson has a Christmas like tie, like he looks like Mr. Sophisticated, and Mojo has like a little dress.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see pictures.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't wait.
so
Oh,
they do have it.
excellent. You know, it was awesome connecting with you. Thank you for always, showing up with your beautiful light energy and your smile. Yeah, we laugh a lot. We laugh a
Yeah,
lot whenever
me
we're
too.
around each other, and it feels good. And please, if anybody's out there that has a pet that you have any questions about, reach out to Allison. Again, her Facebook is Allisons Animal Academy.com. She actually created and practices the 3 C's method, which is compassionate canine care. And that compassion is woven into whether it's a canine or a feline or whatever. So, any questions, please give her a call. I will have her back, and we're going to be looking for pictures of Jackson and Mojo in their costume. Um, Thank you, my dear,
Thank
and
you.
for everybody watching now and that'll watch the broadcast. Please leave us a comment. Share this with your friends and family, especially today if they have animals and there's any questions of training they may be interested in. Allison is that animal energy specialist that can help harmonize that relationship between you and your pet. So please, everybody, be safe, right? Be safe out there today. Be true to who you are. Stay you. There's nobody else like you, and that's important that you bring your authentic self. Stay tuned to tomorrow. I'll be back. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm looking Wednesday at 11. And thank you again, Allison. Thank you,
Thank you.
Lisa, who's working from her home there, and everybody, Lori, wherever you are. Daria, I see you. And peace out, Epic Scouts.
Thank you.
Bye.